Hello, welcome to Toffee TV. It is my three things. Bournemouth 2, Everton 1 at the Vitality Stadium today. Another defeat down there for Everton. It's an awful record down at Bournemouth. We really have. We got a 3-3 draw in 2015, was it? And even that day we should have won the game. We were 2-0 up and 3-2 up in injury time. And it ended 3-3. And since then, Bournemouth have beat us every time we've gone there. And today is no different. But today is a hugely damaging defeat, I think, because we played against a side that wasn't really on it. I've seen a bit of them this season. They were okay today, but they were there for the taking. And the big thing was, without the... And it's gone past the point now where you can say without the point deduction we'd be all right. But without it, there'd have been 4 points between us at the start of play. But now we're at a stage where teams are pulling points back, and it's really, really disappointing. The first thing I want to talk about is mistakes from individual players. And today, Jordan Pickford, for me, with the second goal, I think that's really, really poor goalkeeping from him. He's got to claim that ball into the box. We're in injury time. It's a ball in. He lets it bounce. It kicks past him. It's Coleman and goes in. And who knows if he'd come and claim that, we might have had one more attack and might have nicked an unlikely winner from somewhere, but he doesn't. He lets it go past him and it's in. And now, in these last 9 games, Everton are going to have to ensure there's no more of them moments. People have to do the jobs properly. It's a time where you need to almost be perfect, and we just can't afford any more moments like that. There's been a few of them of late. We've allowed people to cross the ball, like at Brighton, and Lewis Dunk headed one in. Today, Seamus Coleman hasn't got out quick enough to Lloyd Kelly, and Solanke's got between 2 men. I don't know how that's possible when you've got 2 defenders. One defender cross, the other one defend the man. I thought that's what they would have been working on at Finch Farm for 3 weeks, and in Portugal since we last played. So we're going to have to eradicate all of this. And it is a worry at this stage, because I could say this, if this wasn't Everton, and we were looking at, say this was, I don't know, say this was Forest or Palace or someone, and we were looking at their form, and it was April the next time they take the pitch and they haven't won a game in 2024, we'd be saying they're going. They're a mess. They haven't won a game, 12 games without a win. They don't score goals. They don't look like scoring goals. They can't keep clean sheets. Of late, we will be, I think we're averaging conceding 2 goals a game for the last 5 or 6 games or something, apparently, if you look at the stats, whatever. We will be looking at them, I think, and going, they're going. They're the team that just drops right into it. And I think what's happened is the points deduction and the takeover stuff has took the focus away from how bad our form really is and how poor we are. And we're peddling the message of how difficult it is for everyone, and we're not. 4 months without a win, or 3.5 months, whatever it is, without a win is atrocious, and it needs to be corrected. And the mistakes are going to have to stop, otherwise we're fighting up. We're going to be swimming upstream without any hope of getting to where we need to go. So we've got to sort that out before. Well, now we've got 9 games to go, haven't we? Second thing I want to talk about is the formation, because I believe the formation needs changing. Seen it again today, and you watch the game, it's fine, I think, for teams like Bournemouth, who've got pace in wide areas. I think when you play 4-3-3, your centre forward has got to score goals in general, and your wingers have got to be quick. And that's everything that isn't happening with Everton right now. Neither Harrison's not slow, but he's not quick. McNeil's one paced, he's not quick at all. And Dominic Solanke's not scoring goals. So we're almost giving ourselves very little opportunity anyway with the style of play. Adelaide Decore's not got his form back up to what it was for his injury. And we look bereft of any idea what we're doing. There's no dynamism. The moments that we get an opportunity there was one in the second half where they misplaced the back pass and it went to Jack Harrison, and he should have just set off towards goal, and he didn't. He tried to play it to Decore. It went to Decore, and then Decore had space and didn't want to attack it and tried to give Harrison it back and over it, and I think he went out for a goal kick. And you would have flipped the 2 teams break in there, they would have gone directly into the penalty area. And our play just isn't direct in the slightest. So I think I really do think the manager's got to change the formation. He's got to try and get Beto and Calvert-Lewin on the pitch. We saw when Beto come on with, 10, 15 minutes left, he scores a goal. All of a sudden we look a little bit more of a threat. But imagine if we actually worked on that. Play 3 at the back, play 2 wing backs, 3 in midfield, and try to get crosses and create chances. Because this team isn't going to score the goals that we need to win games of football the way it is in its current guise. It's just not. 30 goals they've scored now in 29 games. It's atrocious. And like I say, we can't score goals and we can't keep clean sheets right now. It's a terrible combination. And no one can really argue. They're just the facts. We've lost another game of football today. And that's the worry. And I know some people keep saying it and the reason I'm saying it is because these are the kind of the comments and conversations you have that we get fed back to us. Some people are quite happy with the way it is. They can see progress. They can see all these chances we create, even though we created nothing today. And it can't carry on. Otherwise, Everton will be in the Championship. So the manager's got to come up with something different. They've got to. It's all very well saying, we went to Portugal and we've been off for 3 weeks and we're just going to do the same thing, which is kind of what he alluded to in his press conference. Now, that could have just been a load of nonsense for the press that he hasn't looked at other things, but he's got to start playing a different way. And doesn't mean that's the way he's got to play forever for us, but we have to try and win games of football, and we only do that by scoring goals. And to me, that is a change of formation. We've tried everything else. We're just going to keep doing the same thing and getting beat or drawing. Well, if that's the case, we will be relegated. So I think he has to change. He's got to find a way to get Dom and Beto on the pitch, I think, right from the very start. And then maybe bring on Chimiti or something for the last 15 or Dan Juma when he's back and giving them opportunities. Don't think either winger's playing well enough could complain if they were out the team at all. I think if you're going to do 3-5-2, then McNeil could play left wing back if you want him in the team because of his corner. I mean, he was anonymous today, but he put a cross in which the goalkeeper dropped. And Beto scored from it. So if you want McNeil in for that left foot, then play him left wing back. But I think something's got to change because we're in trouble. We're in massive, massive trouble. If we get a points deduction, and listen, if you can look around and read between the lines, and it could be nothing, of course, but they're either not going to get any points. There's a school of thought that says they get 2 points, and there's another one saying they're definitely getting 6. So it'll be somewhere between that scale. But imagine if we got 6 points taken off us right now. Would you really bet against us? Well, would you bet against us staying up? Is that the right phrase? Would you bet that we'd stay up or finish above Luton or Forest with another 6 points taken off? To do that, we'd have to win games of football, which we seem totally incapable of doing at the moment. So I just think you've got to mix it up and change it. And we've had 3 weeks off. We've come back today. Today was the reset and we've lost. So it needs a different viewpoint, I think. And finally, we need a conclusion of everything. Now, the takeover stuff still up in the air. The points deduction thing, we need to know about that, but we may well not know that until the back end of this coming week. We've got a horrible game at Newcastle on Tuesday night, but the football club does just seem to me like it's just in a state of limbo, and it's in limbo because of those 3 huge things. We don't know where we are in terms of the takeover being approved. I think it'll be approved. They've already said it's going to be approved, but it hasn't been. And so without that, then there's always question marks. And also those people aren't in place and trying to turn the club or push the club in the right direction. The points deduction thing, we don't know where we are. We can look at a league table tonight and go, okay, we are 2 points off, whatever it is, 3 points off relegation at the moment. But that could be turned on its head if we lose 6 points, couldn't we? We could be 3 points adrift of relegation to try and stay up. Changes the whole thing again. And then you throw into that our form, which is utterly disgraceful. It really is. I don't know how anyone, I'll be honest, I don't know how anyone can look at the fact that it's 12 matches without winning a game of football in the Premier League, 4 months nearly, and not be alarmed and not think this is unacceptable. I do find it weird. I can only attribute it to a lowering of standards, really. Because why would you? Our standards seem lower than the snake's belly at the moment. They really do. That there's no one questioning anybody. And that's worrying to me. But you can see where it comes from because there's no one driving those values either. We've got a board that isn't real, let's be honest. Our CEO's not real, is he? He's an interim. So he's not really going to be able to do anything other than just keep it ticking over. There's no demands for better from what we've got with the leadership team. So and everyone's in limbo. No one knows, are they going to be here? Aren't they going to be here? Where are we up to? Who's driving this football club forward? It's a dangerous set of circumstances at the moment. And without that getting sorted out, it could drift and drift. It just feels, honestly, it feels to me like there's a state of limbo. And games are just coming and we're losing them and then they're going and people are going, oh, well, you know, we've had some chances. I mean, we lost the XG today, so I don't know what the excuses will be today, but that's how it seems. But I don't think you can have that on any level. You can't have it on an ownership level. You can't have it from a management level with the team, and you can't have it from the playing level where players just seem to be going, oh, you know, we're trying our best, we're running around, but we're losing games. Because this team, I still believe it, the team is better than it's showing, in my opinion. Much better than it's showing. And at the moment, it's really poor. So I am worried, I'm not going to lie. This is probably the most worried I've been in the last 3 years in terms of where I always felt we'd get out of it when Lampard come in. And then last year, I felt that we'd get out of it regardless. When Dyche come in, I thought we'd get out of it. Now, I'm not convinced in the slightest that we'll get out of it. I pray and hope, and I look and I go, no, we can just get these wins. But then I watch us play and show me confidence and faith that we will get out of it. It is eroded. And I think the problem is you see this with some teams. You see a team down there for a few seasons and you start thinking, the circle and the drain analogy, you think, they're going to go, they can't keep doing it. And yet when we've got so many things, that mean people are now just sort of in a state of limbo. I think it's a terrifying time at the moment. So let's hope that we can get some wins quickly because I don't know where they're coming from right now. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. See you later.